Junhong and Albert, you guys performed the Spring Sonata together. How do you feel revisiting such an iconic piece? Do you think you learned anything new from working together?
For me, I think it's always amazing it's an amazing experience playing something that's so famous. You know, we have this whole tradition of recordings that we hear, and when you finally do pick up the violin and play that famous opening line, it's sort of like revisiting all of your memories listening to such wonderful music.
For me, it was a particularly interesting experience because, as you know, both of you, Abby and Junhong, when you were students, I think I coached you playing the Spring Sonata. So now playing with Junhong, and he had a lot of ideas. So in fact, I felt like I was being schooled. No, and it was really great ideas because I felt like he was pointing out stuff that I had never seen before.
Fun fact about Yonghan, how old were you when you first started learning the Spring Sonata?
Oh, the Spring Sonata, I played it when I was 11. And my daughter is actually learning the piece right now.
One thing I realized is the Spring Sonata is the first of the violin sonatas to be in 4 movements, which I thought was somewhat interesting because in the series of piano sonatas, he started out writing in 4 movements. And then the 2 cello sonatas, Opus 5, they're in 2 movements. We can say that even very, sort of early on, Beethoven already had a kind of experimental streak in him.
Well, on the flip side, the opus number right before this is the lesser known Sonata number 4, which actually Yonghan and I, we've never played this sonata before.
Yes, this is a new discovery for me. I've heard many recordings of this piece, but I've never actually studied it. And one of the biggest surprise to me is that this is one of 2 prestos that's written in the whole series, in the entire cycle, the other presto being the last movement of the Kreutzer Sonata. So I think he has a very dramatic story behind composing this. So it was really a discovery for me. And I think there are only a few recordings that live up to that tempo or to that character of the opening, and we try to do it. We try to expand our to go beyond our comfort zone to do it. And
it's also one of the only 2 minor key sonatas in the whole set, and it's so different from number 7 too, because it's very volatile and it's just so mercurial and it keeps changing all the time. And in some ways, it's also like a tiny version of what he would do in the first movement of the Kreutzer. Yes. In some ways.